Every day, on average, an adult smiles for 3 minutes, laughs for 6, and eats or drinks for another 80. We spend close to 25% of our waking moments using our teeth. It is no wonder that a brand focused on oral care and bringing smiles to all of us is winning over Asia. Hi everyone, my name is Adam, and together with Edmond and Leticia, as well as our advisor, Prof. Daniel, from Singapore Management University, we will be sharing with you how Zenyum, a well-loved oral care startup grown in Singapore, has managed to succeed in today's business environment. If any business wants to stand out from the crowd, they need to conquer the Asian market. Asia's demographic dividend means there is a whole consumer base ready to spend as median incomes rise. However, there are also many challenges of this market. Not only is this region diverse in terms of compliance and preferences, but many startups have struggled to survive in the last few years as well. Ultimately, we think that studying Zenyum can provide a case study for emerging businesses to understand how they can create their own unique formula to succeed in Asia. We have identified 3 areas Zenyum has excelled in, which translates to 3 key questions and milestones. First, value creation in more traditional Asian societies. How do startups innovate and identify opportunities in an environment that leans towards convention? Second, how do they overcome operational challenges despite a diverse market? And third, on scaling smartly, how can firms achieve sustainable growth? Introducing Zenyum, an industry game changer here to win Asia with smiles. So what exactly does Zenyum do? Its vision is to make Asia smile more, and they achieve this through designing products and experiences called Smile Cosmetics. They currently have 2 key product offerings, clear aligners and a suite of oral care products. How has the industry evolved over time with Zenyum's entrance into the space? We first start with metal braces, which is a painful experience and is aesthetically not pleasing. This has evolved into clear aligner therapy, which is more aesthetically pleasing, but the inconvenience of frequent dental visits are still a pain point for consumers. This creates a market opportunity for disruption for firms like Zenyum to innovate to resolve these issues. Furthermore, Zenyum currently has a unique product portfolio and omni-channel by partnering with dentists to distribute their clear aligners while having a direct touchpoint with consumers through experiences like the Zenyum app as well as oral care products. There has not really been industry players that position themselves as all things oral care to also include orthodontics. The result is a market-leading force in smile cosmetics, with consumers as the main focus due to the holistic product offering. In summary, Zenyum wanted to fill the gap in clear alignment therapy and provide holistic oral care while executing the vision of its founder. Clearly, Zenyum was created to disrupt the oral care sector using these tools and motivations by innovatively curating a unique market position. The end result is superior positioning within and across industries. First, Zenyum has a regional presence as they operate in 9 different markets. Second, performance. With a net promoter score up to 3 times that of industry, they are clearly doing something right. Third, people. With more than 1,000 partners across their different markets. And finally, funding, with more than $50 million raised in Series A and B.
Now, let's take you through the key milestones. The first and biggest challenge that stands in its way are operational resistances. As we all know, Zenyum prides itself with an omni-channel approach, but in the initial stages, it needed to go door to door to convince dentists to onboard Zenyum. This is because of the skepticism it faced from consumers and dentists. Taking a look at the typical consumer journey, we see that patients tend to display high dental clinic loyalty rather than strong brand affinity. However, subjectivity in treatment methods along with dentist brand preferences creates difficulty in making Zenyum a preferred choice. On top of that, Asians tend to be habitual and conservative buyers, which means that they place emphasis on reputation and tried and tested methods. All of this means that they face the challenge of convincing dental clinics to develop a partnership with them. Zenyum's answer to this is a three-step approach. First of all, ensuring compliance, where Zenyum swiftly moved to secure the necessary licenses to debunk skepticism surrounding Zenyum Clear. Secondly, offer superior value by having a very clear value proposition. To do this, Zenyum offers the Zenyum app, where they are able to offer digital diagnosis, usage tracking, and virtual consultation, all of it on its application. This therefore offers a much more seamless and convenient process, which resolves the pain points mentioned earlier. Next, it also has a very clear and competitive pricing strategy. With lower overhead costs, Zenyum is therefore able to price its clear aligners significantly more competitively than industry players. All of this therefore offers superior value that lays the foundation for Zenyum to position itself competitively. Lastly, build traction. In the initial stages, Zenyum adopted a much more conservative approach where they only accepted patients they were confident of treating. The result is a near perfect success rate. This is important because failure in the Asian business context can be extremely damaging to a firm's reputation. And all of this culminated in increased trust and partnerships from dental clinics with a general increase in awareness and demand for Zenyum treatments. So what did we take away from this? We took away three key lessons. First of all, governmental accreditation tend to provide the most powerful signal for a firm's credibility. Second of all, product strategies need to be considered in tandem to business operational challenges. And lastly, adopting a gradual approach and trading off short-term gains can actually build stronger traction in the long run. For Zenyum, they also gained significant credibility, which proved to be crucial in securing more partnerships. On top of that, acquiring crucial data and learnings from patients allowed it to build a database for itself, refine its treatment methodology, and create a feedback loop for itself. With that, Zenyum's approach developed a formula for it to overcome operational challenges which can be applied in any new market it enters. Moving on to the second milestone on its first regional expansion. Here, we are all very familiar by now that Zenyum wants to make Asia smile more. However, it needs to carefully consider the next market it enters into due to cultural, administrative, geographic, and economic distance from its home market of Singapore. Expansion for Zenyum was therefore necessary, but it needs to carefully evaluate the Asian environment. To ensure a smooth expansion, Zenyum leveraged its four key corporate functions as keys to success, namely corporate finance, marketing, data analytics, and compliance. First of all, it forecasted potential financial and cultural risks that allowed it to devise an appropriate entry. For example, it made the key decision to trade equity, which allowed Zenyum to build a safety net and pursue larger growth in the long run. On top of that, it tailored its marketing strategy by leveraging local influencers to create personal relatability, therefore bridging the cultural distance. Second of all, it also understood the applicability of its core competencies in its home market to replicate its strengths abroad. This looks like, for example, having key understanding and knowledge of its consumers and potential different patient types and conditions that allowed it to guarantee success even in new markets. On top of that, understanding regulatory requirements and the application process allowed it to have a swift application and approval process. So all of this culminated in a successful first expansion into Malaysia. There are three key lessons from this. First of all, key understanding of case differences can help a firm prepare resources necessary for international expansion. Second of all, an appreciation of core competencies empowers a firm to replicate its strengths abroad. And lastly, a go-to-market strategy needs to be considered with tight coordination between different functions in mind.
To sustain its growth as a company, Zenyum needed to do more. It needed to chart out a long-term roadmap and consider how it can sustain its business beyond regional expansion because its core product, Zenyum Clear, was a non-scale-free product, meaning that mass quantities could not be sold from one production alone, which could potentially cause a company product trap. Zenyum needed to think of how it could leverage its brand and reputation to create synergy and value for its customers for long-term success. Its solution was to produce scalable consumer products, starting with Zenyum Sonic, an electric toothbrush. Zenyum Sonic helps Zenyum to be able to scale up because it is a consumer product that applied previous knowledge, understands customer needs, and caters to customers. Zenyum Sonic learned from Zenyum Clear to continue focusing on the target market of use and at the same time leverage Zenyum's brand image to be successful from the product launch. More specifically, Zenyum Sonic is key to Zenyum's success because it is a product that understands the needs of the target market, which shaped the product development strategy. Understanding the target market helps Zenyum to cater its products to its customers' needs and preferences, from an unboxing experience that is very exciting to a good time using the toothbrush. By having a clear defined target market and understanding their needs and wants, Zenyum is hence able to continuously innovate new products while generating brand loyalty and securing a ready base of product demand with every new product. This thus contributes to Zenyum's long-term growth. Therefore, as a result of Zenyum venturing into consumer products, Zenyum is able to successfully produce both medical device and consumer products, ensuring the long-term success of their business. This solidifies their position as a company that focuses on customer experience while pursuing an omni-channel approach. From this milestone, we can take away two key learning points. The first is to have a clear branding, as it helps in developing customer trust and confidence and builds brand affinity in the long run. The second is to have a clear defined customer group, which guides product development. Zenyum's move to introduce oral care products reconciles the tension by firmly positioning itself as an end-to-end oral care company with the consumer experience in mind. And this answers the third key question about sustainable growth. Zenyum is so successful today because they had great clarity from the get-go about how to conduct business and who their target group was. They remained consistent with all stakeholders and they prioritized their customers. In the long run, we first look at whether Zenyum can access a more mature customer profile. Increasing consumer education of the process through onboarding and physical marketing can facilitate this. Secondly, we look at whether Zenyum can maintain its success after rapid expansion. To achieve this, it is key for Zenyum to focus on their people and decentralize and delegate to enhance operational efficiencies. To wrap things up, we ask, what makes a startup shine? Or more specifically, what makes Zenyum shine? The key lesson is to think and plan like a billion-dollar company by knowing its plan, people, and position. Having a clear plan in the sense that knowing trust equals time consistency shapes clear strategies for consistent efforts for company growth. A clear plan also facilitates a long-term roadmap and expansion formula and guides the creation of scalable products. Knowing its people involves understanding the target audience, building relationships specifically when operating in Asia, and leveraging networks to generate awareness and interest. Lastly, knowing its position involves understanding key strengths and core competencies of products, delegating problem solving to domain experts who know best, such as trusting influencers to market the brand and products, and identifying synergies to improve brand positioning. Overall, what makes Zenyum shine is thinking and planning like a billion-dollar company by knowing its plan, knowing its people, and knowing its position. Thank you.